Hey, good evening, new listeners and current listeners out there all around the world, including Canada, especially the USA, including the areas of Long Island, plus the five boroughs of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your host with the most, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, aka the Gregonator, aka Rookie Podcaster of Queens, New York. And you are now rocking with Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast, episode 47. That's right, 47 in the books. And happy 4th of July to everybody out there that's having a blast right now this weekend. This is why I named the episode 4th of July Weekend Vibes. As you can hear the fireworks coming from where I live right now, it's really spectacular right now. We needed something like this. It's been a year since we didn't have any fireworks display, so we needed this. So we're gonna be having fun. So I'm gonna be watching. So don't worry about that. I would like to remind people, if you're new to the channel and you missed any previous episodes whatsoever, don't worry, I got you. All you gotta do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, G Money Stacks 555. Be sure to enable alerts and click the notification bell so you can be notified when the podcast goes on the air live. And also for upcoming episodes, more video content, also previous episodes, and also leave a like and a comment with the topics alongside with share the podcast with audio streaming platforms, which I will go over at the end of the show as the fireworks continues to grow. So don't worry about that. We'll get through this episode together. Um so a round of applause for 47 episodes. Now that I got that out the way, we're gonna start with let's see. We are going to start with a segment that you always love to tune into, which is chatting on the jazz. Now, for those of you, now hold on, let me do a little sound effect for chatting on the jazz. All right, chatting on the jazz is about the trending, interesting topics that is discussed, and for other stories that's not being recognized, or we like to actually include that in there. So don't worry about that one right there. Before I even get to the J. Cole thing, I want to get this whole Bronx shooting out the way first. So we have a Bronx shooting caught on camera, and you know, there's children involved that got caught in the crossfire. So that's major sad news today. And I say this Bronx shooting is like a nightmare from hell. As I read you this article from the website newyork.cbs local, we're gonna go through this. So let's go. So New York CBS New York disturbing video captures a brazen shooting in the Bronx, showing the moment a gunman opened fire at another man in close range. A gunman appears to ambush his target in the middle of a Mount Eden Street, and two innocent children are caught in the fire commotion. The video shows a man in red running for his life down the sidewalk. Terrified bystanders duck for cover, and the man topples over two young children instead. A masked shooter then suddenly appears, gunning his target down in close range. Everybody was ducking, but by the time I looked down, I saw two kids on the floor, and then everything went crazy. Witness Mary Gonzalez told CBS 2's Karen Dillon. They were loud, she said, like 8 shots, one after another. Police sources say the gunman showed up to the shooting on the back of a scooter. Investigators believe the shooter intentionally sought out the victim. Once shots rang out, the victim barreled down the street and right into the kids, a brother and sister who just happened to be in the area. The victim then appeared to use them as a human shield. In the video, the 10-year-old girl can be seen hugging her 5-year-old brother, all while the gunman keeps firing. Pow, pow, pow. It just kept going, neighbor Jasmine Ortiz told CBS 2's Ali Bowman. Ortiz instinctively shielded her own children when she heard the gunshots from her apartment. End quote. I was at home and I heard the shots, so I threw myself on the floor with my kids, she said. Nelda Hawk and her husband, Wilson Sabino, have lived in the neighborhood for more than 40 years. That's cowardly thing to do. Yes, very, Hawk said. They are now in shock. I was mad, I said. You know they're little kids. You are going to have something with somebody. Do it when there's no kids around, Hawk said. Police said the victim was shot in the neck and in both legs. He made his own way to the hospital and expected to survive. Dillon spoke to his family, who says they are glad he's doing okay. Sources say the victim has 4 priors, including an arrest for firing a gun in public in 2015. Give me a second, folks, while I take a drink. Okay. Where was I? He's also linked to 2 street gangs. Meanwhile, the brother and sister who aren't connected to victim in any way were not harmed. Police are now searching for the suspect and the driver of the scooter. Neighbors saw more needs to be done to combat the violence. End quote. It's sad because in the summer, there's kids out here playing. There's elderly people sitting outside. They don't have a chance to get up and run. God forbid. So it's kind of scary for other people that are not used to this, Gonzalez said. It's always problems on this block. I don't know who the people are, Ortiz. Shootings are up 64.2% citywide compared to this time last year and have nearly doubled from this time 2 years ago. Sources tell CBS 2 right now they don't have a motive for this shooting, but police believe it could be gang related. Okay. Now I could go over something. I always wanted to do this, and this is about J. Cole. So J. Cole is the first rapper to have 6 number 1 albums, including the one that just came out recently, the off season, which I will get to in a second. So let's go over the albums that made it to number 1. So here we go. Cold World, the side story, commonly shortened to Cold World or the Sideline Story, stylized as Cold World: The Silent Story. Its debut is the debut studio album by American rapper J. Cole. It was released on September 27, 2011 by Roc Nation and Columbia Records with distribution from Sony Music. The album is his first studio release following three successful mixtapes in 2020 in 2007, excuse me. The album was first recorded and ended and then began to take place from 2009 to 2011, featuring the production that was handled mainly by Cole himself, with some production from high-profile producer No ID. It includes 4 guest appearances from Trey Songz, Drake, Jay-Z, Cubic Z, and Missy Elliott. Now, the singles from the Cold World Sideline Story. First is Workout, which came out June 15, 2011. Can't Get Enough, September 1st, 2011. Mr. Nice Watch, October 4th, 2011. Nobody's Perfect with Missy Elliott, February 7th, 2012. The album debuted at number 1 on the U.S. Billboard 200 with 218,000 copies sold in the first week following its release. The album has since been certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. As of 2016, it sold 855 copies in the United States. The album was supported by 3 official singles: Workout, Can't Get Enough, and Nobody's Perfect. The album was one of the most anticipated releases of 2011 due to the sharp rise of Cole's popularity and mainstream fan base. Cole's lyrics, perhaps most strikingly, deal with issues such as abortion and the consequences of growing up in a fatherless household. However, these themes are incorporated alongside more introspective issues such as relationships, family problems, fame, and attempting to be successful, an area which very much links in with the subtitle of the album, The Sideline Story. Upon its release, the album was generally well received by critics who praised the wholesomeness of the album. On April 25th, Vibe listed him at number 5 on their Vibe's list of greatest rappers alive 30. On the 30, J. Cole was nominated for Best New Artist at the 2011 BET Awards. On May 3rd, 2011, Cole stated on Twitter, "All singles done. Album ridiculous. Title perfect. Music incredible. Thank you for your patience. Let's change the game." On June 21st, 2011, Cole tweeted, "Cold World, The Silent Story," the album's title. He then tweeted September 27th, the release date. In June 2011, he announced that the recording of the album was finished and that the release date is set for September later that year. Cole says several of the tracks are songs that he held onto before he was signed. He said there were too good to give away on mixtapes. Let's see. Cole stated that he had 16 tracks on the album, 12 of which he had produced himself. He also revealed that he would not release a pre-album mixtape like he previously stated. Instead, every Sunday until the album, he released songs that did not make the album. The bundles of songs released are any given Sundays. Cole said that the reason for the subtitle, The Silent Story, is because he feels since being signed to Jay-Z, it has been like someone being on the sidelines for their favorite basketball team, and they are just waiting until the coach puts them in. Let's see. I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna get into the singles. So we'll go to the critical. So the critical reception, Metacritic 75 out of 100. All Music 5.5 stars. Entertainment Weekly B plus. Los Angeles Times 3.5 stars. MSN Music B plus. Now 4 out of 5. Pitchfork 6.1 out of 10. Rolling Stone 4.5 stars. Slant Magazine 3 stars. Spin 8 out of 10. Double XL 4 out of 5. Okay. So Cold World, the sideline story, received generally positive reviews from music critics at Metacritic, which assigns a weighted mean rating out of 100 to reviews from mainstream critics. The album received an average score of 75 based on 20 reviews, which indicates generally favorable reviews. Brad Witt of Entertainment Weekly praised the album and wrote that it is a well-rounded effort and deeper than most. Mikael Wood of Los Angeles Times gave the album a mixed review, commenting that J. Cole's early onset veteran status also saps some of the energy you hope to hear on a debut, but also commented J. Cole on the satisfying confidence with which J. Cole delivers his rhymes. David Jeffries of All Music stated, "Take a couple of listens, let it sink in, then discover that J. Cole is one hell of a debut." Rolling Stone's Jody Rosen commented that the album Cole's is brainer than most mainstream MCs, but too flashy for the underground, adding that the melodrama feels rote. The rhymes hit the mark, but the stories leave you cold. Matthew Cole of Slant Magazine complimented the album, saying that the only thing Cold World really wants for is the kind of out of the park highlight that would pull the whole album together. Adam Fleischer of Double XL mentioned Cole's high expectations, stating that, but it's these same factors that have positioned J. Cole's major label debut, Cold World, the sideline story, in an uphill battle against expectations, and praising J. Cole, stating Cole's DIY methods, producing the bulk of the album, enlisting limited guests are amenable, if at times restrictive. Okay, okay, hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. I mean to look up something, actually. Hold on a minute. Okay. All right, hold on. All right. So, Kazim Fenuid of The Source gave the album a positive review, stating that all in all, Cold World, the silent story, has more bright spots than low lights and serves as a solid debut. Accolades. At the end of 2011, Cold World, the sideline appeared on a number of critics' lists, ranking the year's top albums. The Boombox ranked it number 6, Complex number 10, Genius number 13, Spin number 28. On Music and Hip Hop DX also included the album as their best of 2011. So, let's see. So I'm not gonna go into too much of the accolades here. I wanted to go over some of the albums that was that actually made it to number one, which so Cold World, the sideline story. You have Born Sinner, that was also has a number one album. Now, 2014 Forest Hills Drive, For Your Eyes Only, KOD, and the recent album that just came out, which is All Season. And speaking of All Season, I actually had a chance to listen to it, and I actually did a review on it, actually. And I have to say, I can't really call it a classic because it just came out. So I say it's basically lit. It's basically a masterpiece. That's how I actually like to put it. Also in J. Cole news, let me see. Also in J. Cole news, this is from the Rolling Stone article. So basically, J. Cole tops the Artist 500 chart for the first time. J. Cole firmly planted himself atop the Rolling Stone Artist 500 chart for the first time following the release of his new album, The Off Season. The North Carolina rapper pulled in a staggering 343.7 million song streams for the week of May 14th through May 20th, the third highest weekly stream count in the chart's history. The record holder remains Lil Uzi Vert, who topped the chart in March 2020 with 396 million streams, while Post Malone hit number one in 2019 with 381 million streams. J. Cole's new album, The Off Season, debuted at number one on the top 200 albums chart as well, while tracks from the album accounted for 8 of the top 10 spots on the top 100 songs chart. Hold that thought. Okay. All right. All right. The highest charting song was My Life, which picked up 36.4 million song streams to bow at number one. The Rolling Stone Artist 500 chart ranks the most streamed artists of the week in the United States, taking into account audio streams across an artist's entire catalog during the tracking period. The chart does not include passive listening, such as terrestrial radio or digital radio. The Artist 500 is updated daily, and each week, Rolling Stone finalizes and publishes an official version of the chart covering the 7-day period ending the previous Thursday. And yes, you can hear the fireworks coming from my crib, so just bear with me on that. So Nicki Minaj also secured that Artist 500 first week, and cracking the top 10 of the chart for the first time as she landed at number 8 with 77.4 million song streams following the reissue of her breakout 2009 mixtape Beam Up Scotty. The reissue contained a handful of new songs as well, including Seeing Green, the rest. All right. So gotta give a congratulations to J. Cole for not only having 6 number one albums, especially the one that just came out that I just listened to, which is The Off Season. Give it up for J. Cole. All right. Also, another factor of J. Cole, he was about to be into the. Now, hold on. I wanted to cover the part with the pro basketball debut. Hold on. All right, just bear with me, guys. Okay. All right. All right, here we go. So, according to the HuffingtonPost.com, J. Cole makes pro basketball debut and scores #1 album in the same month. The rapper joined the Rondon team, the Patriots basketball club, as part of the new Basketball Africa League. J. Cole is having a busy month. The rapper's latest album, The Off Season, which he released on May 14th, has now topped the Billboard 200 chart. The publication announced Sunday. The feat comes 1 week after J. Cole made his pro basketball debut playing for the Rondon team, Patriots Basketball Club, as part of the new Basketball Africa League, or BAL. So, J. Cole responded to the news of his album's success on Twitter over the weekend, noting that he was celebrating the achievement in Rwanda. Sending a thank you from Rwanda, #1 album. I appreciate the love. I heard the noise from out there, he tweeted. The off season means keep pushing yourself. I will do the same. J. Cole, age 36, and I didn't know he's the same age as me. So, played his first game for the Patriots last Sunday, May 16th, when the team took on and ultimately defeated Nigeria's Rivers Hoopers Basketball Club 83-60. The rapper ended the game with 3 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. He played for just under 18 minutes, according to ESPN. Okay. The off-season artist, who was raised in Fayetteville, North Carolina, played basketball in high school and later tried out for his college basketball team at St. John's University. He told Sports Illustrated in 2013 that he made the initial cuts at the university's team tryouts as a walk-on, but that he skipped the tryouts held the following day due to his anxiety about losing his lifestyle at the time. In quote, I was in love with music and I knew I wanted to rap, he told the publication. So I had to make a decision that I knew was going to change the trajectory of my life. J. Cole, whose full name is Jermaine Cole, has since openly reflected on his past approach to basketball, saying in a short documentary released earlier this month, Applying Pressure, which I seen the music video for it actually, and I gotta say, someone said, give it up for light skinned Jesus. I was like, yo, has to be the most funniest thing I ever heard in group text messaging history. Oh man. So yeah. So Applying Pressure, the off-season documentary that he didn't put in the work towards his game that he should have. This is the BAL's inaugural season. The NBA and FIBA, Basketball International Governing Body, announced in 2019 that they were launching the league, which features 12 teams across the African continent. Ooh, African continent. That's interesting. J. Cole's album The Off-Season scored other wins this month. It landed on the number one spot on the Billboard streaming songs chart for the first time, with the largest streaming week for any album this year, Billboard reported. And unfortunately, he's no longer in the pro basketball league because of family obligations, which I'm not going to get into. So speaking of not getting into things, we have a stupid story, and it involves a fucking challenge from TikTok. Every time I hear that TikTok comes out with a damn challenge, has to do with anybody doing something stupid for attention. And this one has to do with the fucking dry scooping challenge. So we're gonna learn about what a dry scooping challenge is. So here we go. So what is dry scooping? The TikTok challenge you should really avoid. TikTok is a platform where fitness fanatics can find inspiration, motivation, and new tips and tricks for working out more efficiently. It's also home to some of the most stupid and outrageous fake fitness advice and ideas. But hey, you win some, you lose some. Take the latest TikTok challenge, dry scooping, where users take a scoop of dry powder and dump it directly into their mouth, instead of mixing it with water like a normal person. Oh my gosh. Come on. All right, this is the most ridiculous idea that I ever heard in my life. This is far much the most ridiculous shit I ever heard. And I really, really, really don't like this challenge at all, man. That shit has to go, man. Anyway, so you want to know what dry scooping is, right? Dry scooping is a TikTok challenge where users put a scoop of protein or pre-workout powder straight into their mouth without diluting it in water or milk. The powder is designed for slow absorption, as such, the TikTok challenge is very dangerous and raises serious health concerns. You think? In case you were wondering, the best way to take supplements is by mixing them with flavored fluids. We prefer to use water, but you can also use milk or coconut water for a healthy fruit smoothie. In some cases, you can even use it as an ingredient when cooking. But is it safe to dry scoop? I don't think it's really safe at all, man. And this is the most scariest idea that I ever heard in my life. And this is my question right here, man. And also a little bit if somebody was to do a challenge like this though, I would be screaming on top of my lungs, just like the character Homer Simpson. Yeah, exactly. I would be screaming too, man. Anyway, is dry scooping safe? I'm not so sure, but we'll get into it though. We're gonna get into that in a sec. Very reminiscent of the cinnamon challenge that took over schoolyards in the 2010s. Dry scooping is about as stupid and pointless as that was. And as it turns out, it can be far more dangerous. In an interview with Pop Sugar, nutritionist Ayet Slayman explained that pre-workout often contains large doses of caffeine that, when consumed too quickly, can be dangerous. A sudden dose of excessive caffeine can trigger fast and irregular heartbeats, which could lead to sudden cardiac arrest and even death, says Slayman. Um, the news won't come as a surprise to with their heads screwed on. After all, the reason we dilute pre-workout with water or milk is for slow absorption, and it gets worse. Dilution prevents the chances of stroke, heart attacks, hepatitis, and death that might occur from not following instructions, says Slayman. And there's more to the story. Here we are. Story time. Feel free to ask more questions down below. I'll answer them in the next video. It didn't take long for our first test case. A 20-year-old TikToker has reported suffering a heart attack after attempting the dry scooping challenge. Brittany Patillo, known on TikTok and Instagram as Brittany. The V is silent, folks. Recently shared some clips warning against others who might be considering giving the challenge a try. Also reviewing Redcon 1 Total War pre-workout as the supplement of choice for the challenge. Okay. If you are a little skeptical of the story, so were we. That was until we read Patillo actually made a hospital visit, which revealed her troponin levels were measured at a higher than normal rate. Doctors finally concluding that she experienced an NSTEMI, a type of heart attack that does less damage to the heart. Simply put, dry scooping is not safe. As experts have concluded, you are essentially injecting yourself with extreme levels of caffeine that can cause serious health issues. That's a fact. That's a major fact, and I have to agree with this story though, man. Like, why in the hell would you do this for fucking clickbaits? This is not the way to do it though, man. If you're gonna do a challenge, man, at least do it safe though, man. Do a safe challenge next time. Okay. Is dry scooping effective? While the methodology behind dry scooping suggests that it is more effective in pre-workout absorptions, there are health concerns at play. Dry scooping can wreak havoc on your teeth, with some nutritionists advising against the practice. Is it bad to eat pre-workout powder? Studies suggest that several ingredients in pre-workout formulas may cause digestive upset. These include sodium bicarbonate, magnesium, creatine, and caffeine. When consumed via eating and not mixed with water, pre-workout can wreak havoc on your digestive system. And the question is, what is the point of dry scooping? The goal of dry scooping pre-workout is to get an even more concentrated hit of energy before they exercise to help them work out longer and harder. How long does it take for pre-workout to kick in? Studies suggest that many of the active ingredients in your pre-workout drink take 30 to 60 minutes to reach peak levels in your blood. All right. And now that the stupidness out the way, we're gonna go to Megan Thee Stallion. Here we go. We're gonna go to Megan Thee Stallion. So according to Complex Magazine, of course, Megan Thee Stallion succinctly responds to Republican commentators' claims of threats from fans. So, story goes like this. Megan Thee Stallion has succinctly addressed the latest claims from Deanna Lorraine, the conservative figure and unsuccessful Republican candidate for the U.S. House. Earlier Wednesday, TMZ shared a report including claims from Lorraine, who previously touted a baseless theory about vaccinated people being radioactive, of fans going after her due to her prior criticisms of Megan and Cardi B's. Lorraine also theorized that Megan's new dot shit video is referencing her and alleged that some fans had threatened her life. She's referring to potentially me because we feud in the past with her videos like WAP, Lorraine said, but probably just the conservative political commentators on a whole that have called her out for her music videos and her outrageous degrading songs in the past. Okay. Let me see. If Lorraine were to run for office again, she further claimed she would call for what she described as better music and better examples and positive role models in the entertainment industry. See, this is the reason why I don't want to be famous, okay? And I said this before, and I'm going to say this again. Being a role model is not an easy task, okay? Being a role model 24/7 while everybody's watching your every move is not really wavy to me. It's not fucking wavy at all. I would much rather be true to myself rather than being famed for clickbait. And I take whatever I create very seriously, not for clickbait, not for anything, but to show the fact that I'm not as a typical person who is going to do everything for clickbait. So this is something I'm trying to be authentic to. So authenticity, dignity, and of course being my true self is very, very, very important. When you're creating something, it's always important to stay true to yourself. No amount of money is gonna make you no amount of money is gonna make you even happy. Because at the end of the day, money doesn't bring happiness. All right. And that's just the lesson of the day. Now, let's keep going. By Wednesday afternoon, Megan had responded to Lorraine's comments by informing her fans that she was not aware of who this person is. Previously, Lorraine had targeted Megan and Cardi with similar comments, including that time she tweeted from her now suspended Twitter account that America needs far more women like Melinda Trump and far less like Cardi B. Cardi, also taking the succinct route, later responded, "Oh boy." Look, man. Music is about art, right? What you create is basically art. It's not supposed to, it's not really like it's not really even talking about the person in a way actually. And I think in the video that Megan Thee Stallion did, I don't even think she, the Republicans name was even mentioned. Like, come on, we got bigger shit to worry. You got bigger shit to worry about, man. You got other battles to talk about here. It's not just the fictional characters. It's not just the fucking uh 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 it's not just the issues with the song. I mean you got like it's not just shootings and the racial tensions and stuff like that. It's not just that though, man. We also dealing with the issues with train derailments, which seems to me nobody wants to fucking talk about because no podcast wants to do it. So I have to be the main person to talk about it because at the same token, as a commuter, when you hear stories about train derailments and broken railroad tracks, that has to raise a level of concern. And that's another reason why I stopped taking the train anyway. And I already talked about this more than twice. So I'm not gonna get into it again. So let's just keep it a buck here, man. I'm not trying to be the role model of everybody else and stuff because you can't expect other people to actually babysit and please other people. Like, I'm not gonna do that. And that's just what I'm saying from the token of my damn soul. And speaking of which, I've been a fan of a TV show that came out after Living Single called Friends. So they had a reunion, and I'm gonna actually I'm gonna read to you what it is. So Friends reunion, also known as the one where they get back together, is a 2021 reunion special of the American television sitcom Friends. The special is hosted by James Corden and executive produced by the show's co-creators Marla Kaufman and David Crane, Kevin S. Bright, the show's main cast, and Ben Winston, who also directed the special. The special sees the main cast revisit the sets of the original show, such as the Friends apartments, the Central Park Central Perk coffee shop, and Friends Water Fountain. Meet with guests who appeared on the show as well as celebrity guests, do table reads and reenactment of Friends episodes, and share behind the scene footage. All right. Let's so I'm not gonna say what the you guys know who the cast members are on Friends, so I'm not even gonna get into it. So I want to get into the reception and how it was praised. So let's see. On Rotten Tomatoes, the special has an approval rating of 67% based on 51 reviews with an average of score of 6.7 out of 10. The website's critics consensus is, in quote, it may work best for diehards, but when it cuts out the noise and focuses on the connection, Friends, the reunion is as warm and comforting as a night in this cafe. On Metacritic, The special has a weighted average score of 65 out of 100, indicating generally favorable reviews of based on 27 critics. Okay, there you have it on the Friends Reunion. If you haven't checked it out, be sure you go to HBO Max. That's where you can find it. All right. Because this is a 4th of July weekend vibes episode, there's two stories I want to touch in. First and foremost has to do with Will Smith. Here we go. According to TMZ, which is my favorite TV show to watch, by the way, Will Smith donates $100K, which stands for 1,000, by the way, folks, to NOLA. Picks up firework tab show back on. So here's how the article goes. New Orleans had fireworks once again this year. This after almost having to scrap the show because of lack of dough. And it's all thanks to Will Smith, who threw down big time. The actor who's filming his latest movie, Emancipation, down in NOLA right now, caught wind of the city planning on skipping this year's big fireworks show due to a lack of funding. And of course, they had refrained from last year's show as well due to COVID. So according to this person who goes by the name of Mayor Latoya Cantrell, she says, and I quote, "A fireworks display produced by Go Forth on the River will take place in New Orleans along the Mississippi riverfront at 9 p.m. Sunday, July 4th, 2021. The gift of city fireworks made possible by actor and producer Will Smith along with his company Westbrook." All right. He wasn't about to let that happen, though. It seems the dude ponied up a whopping $100,000. I repeat, $100,000. And as we continue with the help of his company, Westbrook, to help pay for the fireworks and for the festivities to carry on as originally planned, which will come to fruition later tonight. So basically, he's the local hero for this 4th of July. And the gesture didn't go unnoticed. He got tons of thanks from city officials as well as locals who are more than happy to have their firework display back. The big boom will go down over the Mississippi River at 9 p.m. Eastern. BTW, the movie that Will's working on right now, sounds like classic Oscar bait. It tells the story of a slave named Peter on a Louisiana plantation who escapes and ends up fighting for the Union in the Civil War. It's based on a true story too. You've probably seen the photo. Peter is also known as Gordon, and he's the slave who posed for that iconic photo, showing off the whipping scars on his back. Anyway, I ain't gonna read all that, man. I'm gonna go. Anyway, man. So let's give it up for Will Smith for helping out financially to let the fireworks display commence. And this deserves a double air horn. Fire. Yeah. And of course, something like this. All right. Um our last topic of the day has to do with today's 4th of July, which took place in Maryland. So early morning boom for beachgoers, premature fireworks show. So here we go. Fireworks got started early in Maryland this weekend. A good chunk of their stash went up in flames and booms. Well, before the sun went down, right at ground level, no less. A truck carrying a crap ton of fireworks in Ocean City accidentally detonated Sunday a.m., freaking out bystanders who were in the area, but ultimately serving as an early indicator of what was to come. Seriously, it was like a full-blown fireworks show right there on the sand. So this person goes by the name of Jessica Anderson, says on Twitter, fireworks went off in Ocean City this morning on the beach down by the inlet. Not sure if there are any injuries. Video taken by my sister-in-law. Of the mishap, the Ocean City Fire Department says there was an unintentional discharge of fireworks that were being set up on the beach for the town's fireworks show, they added. During the unintentional discharge, employees of the fireworks company received minor injuries and refused transport to the hospital by the Ocean City paramedics. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt, but this could have turned ugly fast. In fact, it's eerily similar to another detonation gone wrong right here in LA from last week when the LAPD's bomb squad tried safely disposing of thousands of pounds of illegal fireworks they confiscated, but ended up sending shockwaves through a Southside neighborhood instead. So this person on Twitter, Mexican rug dealer, says LAPD detonated 5 tons of confiscated illegal fireworks in South Central residential street, injuring 17. They wouldn't have tried this in Beverly Hills. Yeah, you could say that. Just goes to show when you play with fireworks, regardless of intentions, things are sure to blow up. Be safe. Y'all have a happy 4th. And now, I have not done podcast juice of the week, so we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get it. Hold on. All right, we're gonna get into podcast juice of the week, right? So a podcast juice of the week has to do. It's a segment where I get to pick on the Spotify on particular podcast shows to check out. So I would like to as I go into the Spotify list, I'm going to pick out some shows so you guys can actually check out. Let's see. Wait for this to load. Wait for it. Okay. I'm going to all right. I'm gonna recommend the What Hip Hop Questions, Legends, and List. So this is the What Hip Hop podcast right here, right? And this is how the synopsis goes right here. Each week, the What poses an unanswered yet nagging question discussed in hip hop circles, barbershops, and street corners. And each week, our hosts, Miles Jones and Nyla Simone from Power 105.1, help you find the answers. You can also check them out on Spotify and other streaming platforms as well. Now, I said I was gonna recommend something. This is also one of my favorite podcast shows called Cherry's World Podcast. And the synopsis goes like this. Once a week, Cherry Johnson will meet with friends and guests to discuss things going on in their world. We will cover current events and topics that hit close to home. You will get a up and close personal look and to hear from the horse's mouth. I haven't heard that phrase in a long time. Oh man, I have not heard that phrase in a long time. Ain't that something, man? I have not heard that in a long time. Let me see. What other podcasts I could recommend here? Let me see. All right, I'm going to actually recommend one more podcast that's also my favorite that I've been listening to. I forget which one it was. Hang on a second, folks. Here we go. Another recommendation is Talking Simpsons podcast. So synopsis goes like this. Join your friends Bob Mackey and Henry Gilbert for a chronological and cromulent exploration of the greatest show ever made. Each week we're joined by funny guests to tackle a different episode of The Simpsons, breaking down every 22 minutes of animated entertainment into an invigorating discussion about our favorite family. Let's see. Let me see. I don't know if I recommended hang on a minute. Let me recommend one more and then I'll just wrap up this show. One more recommendation. So another podcast show to check out is The Simpsons Did It podcast. So this is by the Skolansky brothers, Rob and Steven Skolansky. We discuss the episodes of The Simpsons. We talk about things in each episode that we love, that we thought were weird, and things you might not even knew or remember about an episode. So there you have it. That was your podcast juice of the week. Now, if you like what you heard, feel free to show some love by making a generous donation by PayPal, which is paypal.me/gmoneystacks, Queens, New York. That's paypal.me/gmoneystacks, Queens, New York. And another way you could donate money is to support by my Cash App, which is $G Moneystacks 555. That's $GMONEYSTACKZ 555. Now before I even go to the streaming platforms on the go, let me tell y'all something. You can find the podcast on Facebook and Instagram, which is author Meatrack Chainz New York Podcast, which is the same name as it is on Instagram. And also you can follow my other podcast page, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, which you can watch on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/GMoneyStacks555 Queens, New York. That's twitch.tv/GMoneyStacks555 Queens, New York. That's where you can find videos of me. In 2 episodes, I just did 2 episodes of Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast so far. And the first video is an introduction to myself as far as being in the Twitch universe, as you can see. Now, a little quick fun fact here about Twitch, by the way. It's not just for, it's not just for gamers who play video games. I also found out that there's people who do music who DJ, and also I did find out that there's sports, there's talk shows and podcasts, which is what I'm doing on the Twitch channel. So you can just follow my journey on Twitch TV twitch.tv/GMoneyStacks555 Queens, New York. All right. Now for my primary Instagram handle, which is GMoneyStacks555 in Queens, New York. That's GMONEYSTACKZ 555 INQUEENSNY. That's GMoneyStacks555 in Queens, New York, alongside with the podcast pages, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast and Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast on Facebook and Instagram. I have put the link in the description so you guys can't really miss it. And now we're going to go to the stream platforms on the go. So here we go. Now, streaming platforms on the go, right? All right, hang on a second, folks. Let's see how much time I have here. Okay, let's do this. So, streaming platforms on the go, right? You could listen to Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast episodes in case you miss any of the episodes whatsoever. Don't worry, I got you on the streaming platforms on the go. So you can listen to the episodes on Podorama, Anchor, Spotify, Audio Burst, Deezer, TuneIn Plus Alexa, Podchaser. And don't forget to go to the link of Podchaser so you could give a 5-star rating along with a review of the comments or what you thought about the topics. And also we are on Stitcher, we're on Pocket Cast, we're on Podcast Addict, Breaker, Google Podcasts, and don't forget that we are on Podbay, we are on Podfriend, and also you could give a 5-star rating on Podfriend as well, and also comment, give a review of what you thought about the topics, the episodes. In case you missed any of them, I'm here to inform you, and I'm here to, make sure you guys get inspired and motivated. So I'm here to help. So don't forget to listen to the show Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast on Podbay, Podfriend, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and last but not least, the YouTube. I need y'all to do y'all part by subscribing to my YouTube channel for more video content, which is GMoneyStacks555. Be sure to enable alerts so you can be notified, reminded of when the show goes on the air live. More video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Be sure to leave a like in the comments along with the episode topics. Be sure to not forget to don't forget to download your favorite episodes that you like. And also, I would like to add one thing before I even say the rest. I did check out Anchor, which is where the podcast is. We have over 870 plays so far. So basically, it's like a combination between downloads and the amount of plays. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the podcast episodes on Anchor and streaming platforms on the go. And also, don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend, and be sure to share the podcast along with audio streaming platforms that I just discussed with your friends as well. Now, like I always say in every episode, I want to say something very motivating, inspiring, in case you guys want to know more about me. I will say something very inspiring before I go off the air. So just bear with me. I'm trying to look for something. Hold on. All right. Like I always say, if you have a dream of being a creator of a show, of a podcast, radio personality, like myself, who has 2 podcast shows that's going on right now. This one right here on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, is actually doing very well. About 4 months away from a 1-year podiversary, and I haven't really decided on how I'm going to celebrate it. So I'm doing some thinking about that. So I'm not even too sure if I'm going to actually announce how I'm going to celebrate. So we'll see what happens. So like I said, if you have a dream of being a podcaster like myself, or any other career fields whatsoever, please don't let any of these clown burgers, aka online flizzies, tell you what you can or can't do, and don't let them mess up your day and your life, because they are not worth it. Now, what you could do to these online flizzies is eat them up Homer Simpson style, like this. Yes. And also, by the way, you don't have to wait every year for May to be here, so you could be aware of mental health to check in with people that you care about, like your friends or anybody that you really care about. So be sure to reach out to the people you care about. You don't have to wait for a year to actually reach out. And there is no good time to reach out to somebody. Just do the best as you can to see what's going on, see how they're doing. I have been slipping a lot lately into not keeping up with how everybody else is doing and stuff like that, because I have a lot going on with 2 podcast shows that I'm actually doing right now and trying to get everything together. So like I said, reach out to your friends, your loved ones, the people that you care about and stuff like that, so you don't have to wait for a day, a mental health awareness month to actually, be able to see what their mindset is and stuff. So it's not about what's going on the outside. It's about what's going on in the inside. that person might be fine, but on the inside, that person might not be. So to show support, just be the best friend that you could be. All right. So that's gonna do it for episode 47, the 4th of July weekend vibes episode 47. This is G Money Stacks, and I would like to say thank you for tuning in, rocking with me, being there at my highest and lowest. And also like I said, man, don't forget to go to my go to the link in the bio of both of both of the pages. My primary Instagram, the Off the Meatrack Chainz NY podcast page. You're gonna see Linktree. And also the link in also yeah. So go to twitch.tv/GMoneyStacks555, Queens, New York, where you could get to know more of me and my personality and what I'm about. So this is me, G Money Stacks, clocking out. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I am going to go off with a bang since this is the 4th of July and it's time to have some fun. Peace and one love.